Eva slammed the door of her father's office, so hard the framed family photos rattled on the walls. At 18, she had just confessed her love for Everly, her high school best friend turned secret girlfriend, only to be met with her father's red-faced fury and immediate dismissal from the family business, a thriving chain of hardware stores that had been her inheritance dream. "You're no daughter of mine if you choose this path," he bellowed, and in that instant Eva's world shattered, leaving her homeless, penniless, and utterly alone in the sprawling suburbs of Chicago. She wandered the streets that night, her backpack slung over one shoulder, the weight of betrayal pressing down like an invisible anvil. How could love, something so pure and exhilarating, turn into this nightmare? Eva's mind raced with questions she couldn't answer. Had she been foolish to think her conservative family would understand? The sting of her mother's silence during the confrontation burned deepest. She hadn't said a word, just averted her eyes as if Eva had become a stranger. Everly was waiting at their usual spot by the lake, her face lighting up with hope until she saw Eva's tear-streaked cheeks. "What happened?" Everly whispered, pulling her into a hug that felt like the only safe harbor left. But even in that embrace, Eva's thoughts swirled. Was this worth it? Could she really walk away from everything she'd known for a love that society whispered was wrong? The next morning they crashed at Everly's tiny apartment, a cramped one-bedroom above a noisy diner where Everly worked part-time as a waitress. Eva stared at the ceiling, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and defiance. She had always been the golden child, top of her class, groomed to take over the business. Now she was nothing. "We can make it," Everly said, squeezing her hand, but Eva's inner voice screamed otherwise. "What if this destroys us both?" The pressure from her family didn't stop. Texts flooded in from her siblings, pleading for her to come to her senses and renounce her phase. Her older brother, Mark, even showed up at the diner, cornering her during a break. "Dad's just shocked, Eva. Apologize, say it was a mistake, and you can come home." His words twisted like a knife. Was he right? Was her love for Everly just a youthful rebellion, or the core of who she was? Eva pushed him away, but the doubt lingered, gnawing at her resolve. Days turned into weeks, and survival became their harsh reality. Eva took odd jobs, cleaning offices at night, stocking shelves at a grocery store. Anything to scrape together rent money. Everly's optimism clashed with Eva's growing resentment. Why did she have to pay this price for being true to herself? In quiet moments alone in the bathroom mirror, Eva confronted her reflection. You've lost everything for her. Is she worth the ruin? The societal whispers amplified her turmoil. Neighbors' sidelong glances, the preacher at the local church railing against unnatural lifestyles during Sunday services that Eva no longer attended. Her family's business thrived without her, ads popping up on billboards mocking her exclusion. One evening after a grueling shift, Eva snapped at Everly over a trivial argument about dinner. Maybe they're right. Maybe this is all wrong. The words escaped before she could stop them, and Everly's hurt expression haunted Eva through the sleepless night. How could she doubt the one person who stood by her? The conflict escalated when Eva's father cut off her college fund, forcing her to drop out of the community college where she was studying business management. "It's for your own good," her mother finally called to say, her voice trembling. "We can't support this choice." Choice. Eva thought bitterly. It wasn't a choice, it was her identity. The moral dilemma tore at her. Should she pretend to be straight to regain her life? Or fight for authenticity at the cost of everything? Everly suggested they move to a more accepting city, like San Francisco, but Eva resisted. Running felt like admitting defeat. Instead, she channeled her anger into a plan, applying for scholarships and night classes, determined to prove them wrong. But the isolation weighed heavy. Friends from high school ghosted her, whispering about her lifestyle behind her back. One former best friend, Lisa, confronted her at a coffee shop. "You're throwing your life away for this." The judgment fueled Eva's inner fire, but also planted seeds of self-doubt. Was she strong enough to endure? As months passed, Eva and Everly's relationship strained under the pressure. Small arguments ballooned into full-blown fights, each one exposing cracks in their foundation. Everly, from a more liberal family, couldn't fully grasp Eva's torment. "My parents accepted me right away," she said once, and Eva exploded. "Lucky you. Mine disowned me." The guilt after such outbursts left Eva reeling. She loved Everly deeply, but the external forces threatened to pull them apart. In her journal, Eva poured out her thoughts. I feel like I'm drowning in expectations that aren't mine. How do I reconcile who I am with who they want me to be? A turning point came when Eva landed a job at a small startup, assisting in marketing, her first step toward independence. But even there, she hid her relationship, fearing discrimination. The constant vigilance exhausted her, making her question if true freedom was possible in a world stacked against them. The drama intensified with a family intervention. Her siblings ambushed her at the apartment, begging her to return. Dad's health is failing without you, Mark lied, trying to manipulate her guilt. Eva's heart ached. Did she owe them loyalty despite their rejection? The ethical quandary gripped her. Family bonds versus self-truth. She refused, but the encounter left her shaken, sobbing in Everly's arms. That night they made a pact to build their own future. But Eva's mind whispered warnings. What if this pact costs me my soul? The societal prejudice loomed larger, with news stories of anti-LGBT legislation making headlines, reminding her of the broader battle. Eva began attending support groups secretly, hearing stories that mirrored her own, fueling her resolve but also highlighting the risks. One woman's tale of losing custody of her children because of her orientation terrified Eva. Could that be her future if she ever wanted a family? By the end of the first year, Eva had scraped together enough for a modest apartment of their own. But the victory felt hollow. Her father's business expanded, and she saw his face on TV ads, a constant reminder of what she'd lost. Everly proposed they elope, but Eva hesitated. Marriage equality was new, and the idea stirred more family backlash fears. Internally, she battled. Am I ready to commit when everything feels so fragile? The tension built as Eva received an anonymous letter, likely from a relative, warning her to straighten out or face consequences. Paranoia set in. Who could she trust? Everly's unwavering support became both a lifeline and a burden. Eva worried her struggles were dragging Everly down. In a moment of vulnerability, she confessed, I don't know if I can keep fighting. Everly's response, then let me fight for us, sparked a flicker of hope, but the road ahead loomed daunting. Eva's new job at the marketing firm became her anchor, but the office politics revealed another layer of prejudice. Her boss, a seemingly progressive woman, made offhand comments about traditional values during team meetings, forcing Eva to bite her tongue. Why did she have to hide? The internal conflict raged. Authenticity at work could cost her livelihood, but suppression felt like self-betrayal. Everly encouraged her to come out, but Eva snapped back. Easy for you to say, your job doesn't care. The argument escalated, revealing deeper fissures. Everly felt Eva was ashamed of them, while Eva grappled with survival instincts honed by her family's rejection. That night, alone on the couch, Eva's thoughts spiraled. Am I protecting us or just cowardice in disguise? A betrayal from an unexpected source shattered their fragile peace. Lisa, the former friend who judged her, reached out pretending reconciliation, only to leak Eva's whereabouts to her family. Suddenly, her father showed up at her workplace demanding a private talk. This has gone on long enough, he said, his voice laced with false concern. Come home and we'll forget this nonsense. Eva's heart pounded. Part of her yearned for reconciliation, but the moral cost was too high. Deny her love for Everly? Unthinkable. She refused, but the scene drew stares from colleagues, planting seeds of rumor. Back home, Everly fumed. How dare they invade your space? But Eva's mind fixated on the what-ifs. What if I had caved? Would life be easier, even if emptier? The pressure mounted as Eva's siblings cut ties one by one, influenced by their parents' narrative that she was lost. Her sister Clara, the closest in age, sent a heartbreaking email. I miss you, but I can't support this. It's against our faith. The words stung like acid. Eva had grown up in the same church, but her love didn't feel sinful. The ethical dilemma consumed her. Was her orientation a test from God, or a gift? She confided in a support group therapist, who urged self-acceptance, but doubts persisted. Everly, sensing her withdrawal, planned a surprise weekend getaway to a nearby bed and breakfast, hoping to reignite their spark. But even there, Eva's thoughts intruded. This happiness feels borrowed. When will the next blow come? Work offered a distraction, But promotion rumors brought new anxiety. A colleague, overhearing whispers about her lifestyle, started sidelining her in projects. Discrimination, subtle yet insidious, forced Eva to confront her boss. "Is there a problem with my performance?" she asked, heart racing. The response was evasive, but the implication clear. Her personal life mattered. That evening, Eva broke down to Everly. "I can't win. Everywhere I turn, it's the same judgment." Everly held her, whispering assurances, but Eva's inner voice countered. "How long until she tires of my battles?" The societal weight felt crushing. Protests for LGBT rights filled the news, but in her conservative suburb, acceptance lacked. Eva joined an online forum, anonymously sharing her story, finding solace in similar tales but also horror stories of worse outcomes. A pivotal decision loomed when Eva discovered her father was expanding the business into her firm's territory, potentially undercutting her clients. Was it coincidence or targeted sabotage? Paranoia gripped her. "He's trying to ruin me." She debated confronting him, but Everly advised against it. "Don't give them power." The internal tug-of-war intensified. Revenge or restraint? Morality versus survival. Ultimately, Eva chose to pitch a counter-strategy at work, pouring her energy into innovation. Success came, a big account secured, but at the cost of exhaustion. Everly noticed her pulling away, leading to a tense confrontation. "You're letting them win by shutting me out." Eva's retort was sharp. "I'm fighting for us." But deep down, she feared the fight was eroding their bond. Family drama peaked with her mother's unexpected hospital visit. A minor heart scare brought Eva rushing to the ER, only to be met with cold shoulders from siblings. "You shouldn't be here," Mark hissed. Her mother, frail in the bed, whispered, "I pray for you every day." The words twisted Eva's gut. Was this love or condemnation? She left in tears, questioning her resolve. Do I owe them forgiveness when they've shown none? Everly waited at home with open arms, but Eva's thoughts darkened. What if my presence hurts them more? The moral quandary deepened. Society preached family first, but at what personal toll? As years ticked by, 2 now since the disownment, Eva built a small savings, dreaming of starting her own venture. But doubt shadowed her. Without family backing, was it feasible? Everly pushed her forward, enrolling in online courses together. Their relationship, tested by fire, grew stronger in moments of quiet support, but storms loomed. A betrayal from within their circle came when Everly's coworker, jealous of their closeness, spread rumors at her job, leading to awkward questions. Everly shrugged it off, but Eva seethed. Why must we defend our love constantly? The accumulation of slights fueled her determination, but also resentment toward a world that demanded conformity. In a moment of clarity, Eva proposed they attend a pride event in the city, her first public acknowledgement. The crowds, the colors, the acceptance, it was overwhelming. But spotting a family like hers protesting on the sidelines crushed her spirit. Back home, she confided, I want to be free, but the chains feel unbreakable. Everly's response ignited hope. We'll break them together. Yet Eva's mind whispered, at what cost? The high of the event faded into routine struggles, with bills piling up and dreams deferred. Eva landed a better position, but the interview process revealed biases, subtle questions about family life that she dodged. Success tasted bittersweet. Each step forward reminded her of the path denied. The turning point arrived with an anonymous tip. Her father was facing business troubles, embezzlement rumors swirling. Schadenfreude tempted her, but ethics prevailed. She wouldn't gloat. Instead, she focused on her own growth, mentoring young LGBT employees at work. The role brought fulfillment but also vulnerability. Sharing her story risked exposure. Everly beamed with pride, but Eva fretted. Am I ready to be a symbol when I'm still healing? The societal mirror reflected progress, yet personal wounds festered. As the second year closed, Eva reflected. I've survived, but have I thrived? The answer eluded her, setting the stage for greater challenges. Eva's promotion to junior manager marked a milestone, but the celebration was short-lived when her father filed a lawsuit against her firm, claiming intellectual property theft, baseless, but designed to harass. The accusation hit like a thunderbolt. Was this his way of dragging her back? Internally, Eva wrestled. Confront him and risk escalation, or ignore and let resentment fester. She chose the latter, but the stress manifested in sleepless nights, her thoughts a whirlwind. He's my blood, how did we become enemies? Everly suggested therapy for them both, but Eva resisted, fearing it would unearth too much pain. Their arguments grew frequent, exposing raw nerves. Everly accused her of obsession with the past, while Eva felt unsupported in her fight. A shocking revelation came via a leaked email from Clara. The family knew about Everly from the start, having hired a private investigator to protect Eva. Betrayal coursed through her veins, her privacy violated, her love scrutinized. They treated us like criminals, she raged to Everly, who urged restraint. But Eva's moral compass spun. Was invasion justified by parental concern, or unforgivable overreach? She cut all remaining ties, blocking numbers, but the isolation deepened. Society's evolving views offered little comfort. While cities celebrated pride, her hometown clung to old prejudices, with local politicians pushing anti-LGBT bills. Eva joined advocacy groups, channeling anger into action, but each rally reminded her of personal stakes. Work became a battleground when a colleague outed her during a heated debate on company diversity policies. Whispers turned to stares and projects stalled. Discrimination's sting reignited old wounds. Why must I prove my worth twice over? Eva filed a complaint, but the process drained her, questioning if visibility was worth the backlash. Everly stood by her, but tensions simmered. You're letting this consume you, she said. Eva's retort. It's consuming us. The ethical dilemma loomed. Sacrifice career for authenticity, or hide for security? She chose to fight, winning a small victory with policy changes, but at the cost of allies lost. Family fractures widened with her father's health decline. A real heart attack this time. Mark called, pleading. He wants to see you. Eva's heart tore. Duty clashed with self-preservation. She visited, finding him weakened, regret in his eyes. I was wrong, he murmured, but no apology followed. The moment crystallized her turmoil. Forgiveness or justice? She left unresolved, thoughts churning. Does blood obligate absolution? Everly consoled her, but Eva sensed strain. Everly's own family pressured her to find someone easier. The revelation sparked their biggest fight. Are you regretting us? Eva accused. Everly denied, but doubt seeded. As Eva launched a side hustle, an online consulting service for small businesses, the demands pulled her from Everly. Success trickled in, but loneliness amplified. She confided in a new friend from the advocacy group, Riley, whose similar story bonded them. Innocent coffees turned confessional, stirring jealousy in Everly. You're pulling away, she confronted. Eva's defense. I need support too. The mouthwash deepened. Was emotional reliance on others betrayal? Morality questioned her motives. Seeking solace or escaping issues? They reconciled, but fragility lingered. Societal backlash hit home when a local newspaper ran a story on family values, featuring her father's business, subtly condemning alternative lifestyles. Eva's name was mentioned indirectly, sparking online harassment. Trolls flooded her social media, threats mixing with slurs. Fear gripped her. Was visibility endangering them? Everly wanted to move, but Eva refused. Fleeing felt like defeat. Internally she battled. Stand firm or protect loved ones? The decision to go public with her story in a blog post was bold, garnering support but also vitriol. Everly worried. This could destroy us. Eva's resolve hardened, but at what price? A dramatic confrontation unfolded at a family gathering. Eva crashed uninvited. Her siblings recoiled, but she demanded answers. Why spy on me? Why reject me? Tears flowed, accusations flew. Clara admitted guilt. We thought it was a phase. The raw honesty exposed generational divides, but no resolution came. Eva left empowered yet heartbroken. Bridges burned, but truth aired. Back with Everly, she confessed vulnerabilities. I fear losing you in this war. Everly's embrace reassured, but Eva's mind whispered. Is love enough against the world? Years advanced, 5 now, and Eva's business flourished, rivaling her family's in niche markets. Pride swelled, but shadows remained. Everly proposed marriage amid equality's triumph, but Eva hesitated, haunted by past rejections. The proposal sparked joy and terror. Commit fully or guard her heart? They argued ethics of timing. Everly pushing forward, Eva pulling back. Reconciliation attempts with family faltered. Her mother's tentative outreach was met with caution. Society progressed but personal scars endured. Eva mentored others finding purpose yet questioned. Have I won or just survived? The high came with a crash when a business deal soured due to her orientation. Prejudice in boardrooms. Resilience tested, she pushed on but weariness set in. Everly's patience waned. We deserve happiness now. Eva agreed but internally fretted. What if happiness demands sacrifice? Eva's business hit a breakthrough. A major contract that put her on the map, outshining her family's empire in innovation. Media buzz followed, with interviews probing her inspirational story. But vulnerability exposed her to scrutiny. A profile piece delved into her disownment, reigniting family fury. Her father, recovered but bitter, publicly denounced her as ungrateful. The betrayal stung anew. Success twisted into ammunition against her. Internally, Eva grappled. Celebrate achievements or mourn lost connections. Everly cheered her on, but Eva sensed underlying tension. Everly's career stalled, overshadowed by Eva's rise. I'm proud, but it feels like your fight now, Everly admitted. The confession sparked guilt. Was her ambition selfish? A moral crossroads emerged when a competitor offered a merger, but with strings, toned down her advocacy. Temptation loomed. Financial security versus principles. Eva refused, but the decision strained resources, leading to layoffs. Employees looked to her for answers, amplifying her burden. Leadership demands sacrifice. Whose? Everly supported but whispered doubts. Maybe compromise this once. The argument exposed cracks. Eva accused her of wavering, Everly of rigidity. Reconciliation came slowly, but trust frayed. Society's mirror reflected inequality. While urban acceptance grew, rural roots resisted, with her hometown voting down protections. Eva lobbied but exhaustion mounted. Fighting endless battles worth it? Betrayal struck from within when Riley, her mentee, leaked confidential business info to her father's company. Motivated by a bribe. Discovery shattered Eva. Trust violated by one she helped. Why? She confronted. Riley's tearful excuse. I needed the money. The ethical blow hit hard. Forgiveness or retribution? Eva chose legal action, but the process drained her spirit. Everly consoled. Not everyone deserves your kindness. But Eva questioned her judgment. Am I too naive? The incident isolated her further, paranoia creeping in. Who else might turn? Family drama resurfaced with Clara's wedding invitation, conditional on attending alone without Everly. The slap stung. Acceptance half-hearted. Eva declined but regret gnawed. Miss milestones for pride? Her mother's plea followed. For the family. The tug-of-war intensified. Blood ties versus self-respect. She confided in Everly, who urged boycott, but Eva wavered. Attending solo felt like denial. Staying away, abandonment. The decision to skip tore at her, thoughts swirling. Do I owe them presents when they've denied mine? As a decade passed since the firing, Eva reflected on growth amid pain. Her business thrived, employing diverse staff, a beacon for others. But personal toll mounted. Health scares from stress prompted therapy. Sessions unearthed buried trauma. Rejection's roots in her own internalized shame. Everly joined couples counseling, revealing her fears. I worry you'll choose success over us. The vulnerability bonded them, but challenges persisted. A public speaking gig at a conference brought acclaim, but hecklers shouted slurs, reminding her of lingering hate. Resilience built, yet vulnerability remained. Stand tall or retreat. The ultimate test came with her father's company faltering, bankruptcy looming. Mark approached for help. Save us for old times. Irony bit deep. The rejected now the savior? Morality clashed. Let them fall or extend olive branch. Eva deliberated, thoughts racing. Revenge satisfies but compassion defines. She offered advice anonymously, but refused merger. The choice empowered but loneliness echoed. Reconciliation possible? Everly cautioned. Don't get pulled back. Their bond, tested repeatedly, held, but Eva wondered. At what cumulative cost? Societal shifts offered hope. Marriage equality solidified, prompting Everly's renewed proposal. This time Eva accepted, A quiet ceremony with chosen family. Joy mingled with sorrow, absent blood relatives. The event crystallized gains and losses. Love won but scars permanent. Post-wedding business boomed, but a scandal erupted when a tabloid twisted her story for clicks. Defamation suit followed, draining energy. Everly stood firm. We've overcome worse. Eva agreed but internally queried. When does overcoming become enduring? Mentoring expanded, with Eva founding a non-profit for LGBT youth disowned like her. Impact fulfilled, but stories mirrored hers, stirring empathy and anger. One teen suicide attempt hit hard. Society's failure, her motivation. Advocacy intensified but burnout loomed. Everly suggested balance. Us first. The plea resonated, prompting reflection. Prioritize relationship or cause. Equilibrium sought but tension simmered. As years blurred, Eva's empire rivaled her family's remnants, proving her worth. Yet, victory hollow without closure. A chance encounter with her mother at a store sparked awkward exchange. I'm proud in my way. Ambiguity lingered. Enough? Eva's nonprofit gala became a triumph, raising funds and awareness, but her father's surprise attendance turned it into confrontation. Frail but defiant, he cornered her. You've built something without us. Backhanded praise masked resentment. Eva's response was measured. Because of you. The exchange unearthed old wounds. Rejection fueled her drive, but at emotional expense. Internally she debated. Acknowledge his role or deny? Everly watched from afar, later advising. Don't let him in. But Eva craved understanding. Why couldn't he accept? Betrayal's final twist came from Mark, who sued for family legacy infringement, claiming her ideas stolen. Baseless, but litigation dragged on, sapping resources. Ethics tested. Fight dirty or fair? Eva chose integrity, but stress fractured her health. A panic attack hospitalized her. Everly's vigil bedside revealed depths. I can't lose you to this. Recovery prompted reevaluation. Battles worth life? Society applauded her resilience, but personal toll mounted. Advocacy continued but scaled back for sanity. Reconciliation flickered when Clara reached out post-divorce, seeking advice. Vulnerability bridged gaps. I was wrong to judge. Eva offered support but guarded, trust rebuilt slowly. The dynamic shifted family perceptions, but her father remained stubborn. Moral quandary. Extend grace unilaterally? Eva did, inviting him to a neutral meeting. Reluctant acceptance followed, tense but civil. No full apology but acknowledgement. I feared losing you. Eva's tears flowed. Progress imperfect. Thoughts lingered. Enough for healing? As 2 decades elapsed, Eva's life stabilized. Business sold profitably, nonprofit thriving, marriage solid. But reflections haunted. Choices, prices paid in full. Everly's unwavering love anchored her, yet doubts whispered. What if different paths? Society evolved with acceptance normalizing, but early scars shaped her. Mentoring evolved into legacy, inspiring change. Yet, personal fulfillment questioned. Proved them wrong but at soul's cost? A final drama unfolded with her father's passing, will excluding her. Siblings contested on her behalf, sparking unity. Eva declined inheritance. I built my own. The decision liberated but grief mixed with relief. Funeral attendants, a nod to roots, brought closure. Everly held her hand. You've come full circle. Eva nodded but internally pondered. Circle or spiral? In quiet evenings, Eva journaled journeys. From disowned teen to empowered woman. Triumphs outweighed trials but damages endured. Relationships mended partially. Society progressed, but prejudices persisted. Her story, shared widely, sparked debates on acceptance. As she looked forward, one question lingered, inviting reflection. Was forsaking family for authenticity the right choice, or a necessary evil that forever alters the soul? Eva's legacy extended beyond business. Her book, chronicling the journey, became a bestseller, touching lives. Readers' letters poured in, stories of similar struggles, crediting her courage. But fame brought scrutiny. Critics labeled her bitter, twisting narratives. Defense wearied her. Truth subjective? Everly shielded her. Your story is yours. Support strengthened bonds, but Eva questioned exposure. Worth reliving pain? Mentoring a young lesbian facing disownment mirrored her past, guiding through turmoil. The girl's reconciliation inspired hope. Change possible. Yet, failures haunted cases where prejudice won. Moral weight. Continue fighting or retire gracefully. Eva persisted but balanced with travel, nurturing her marriage. Everly's surprise anniversary trip to Hawaii rekindled sparks, reminding of love's core. Amid sunsets, Eva confessed, "You were my anchor." Everly smiled. "And you my sail." Moments like these healed but scars reminded. Societal milestones, Supreme Court rulings affirming rights, celebrated but even new battles ongoing. Local initiatives she backed past incremental wins. Personal growth culminated in therapy breakthroughs, accepting imperfections. Family ties warmed. Holidays included tentative invites, accepted cautiously. Clara's children called her Aunt Eva, bridging generations. Father's absence loomed, but his influence faded. As retirement loomed, Eva pondered succession. Pass torch to Mintz. Everly agreed. "We've earned peace." Reflections deepened. Life's drama shaped strength but at costs, lost years strained health. Triumph proclaimed but introspection queried. Proved wrong, yes, but wholeness achieved. The narrative closed not in resolution but ongoing quest. Was forsaking family for authenticity the right choice? Or a necessary evil that forever alters the soul?